So years ago, growing up, I totally remember my mom making something called a one egg cake. And oftentimes I was wondering about where is her recipe, etc. But looking back, I never remember my mom looking through a recipe or a card or a list. She just put things together, or either that or I was a kid and I was too busy playing to really take notice. But I do know more often than not, she would put a pinch of this or a dash of that in a lot of her food. So I came across a recipe for one egg cake that perhaps you may be interested in. And I do know someone who tried out the recipe, and that is a relative of mine. They tried out that recipe and they said, actually, they really thought it tasted very closely to the one my mom made. So I thought I'd share it with you today. So this is a recipe for one egg cake. And by the way, it's true. You only need to use one egg. Good news considering these times at the moment. Okay. So here's what you're going to need: a quarter of a cup of butter. And anytime I ever see that listed in a recipe for baking, I like to keep it at room temperature. I'm just saying. Quarter cup of butter, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, one egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of flour, all purpose, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, quarter teaspoon of salt, and a half a cup of milk. And what I would do is I would cream together all by hand. I remember my mother doing this by hand, or perhaps she might have used a hand mixer. She would, put together the sugar and the butter and then the egg. And then I would probably imagine all the wet ingredients go in separately from the dry, and then you mix it together. You see where I'm going with this? All you have to do is preheat your oven for 350 degrees, okay? Grease your pan or nonstick, whatever. 350 degrees for 35 minutes. That's it, pretty much it. So it doesn't get easier than that. So I know from, like I said, from family member that made it, tried it, ate it, and really kind of said, yep, 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 very much resembling of mom. And if you think you're listening to a bird clock in the background, you really, really are. So that is not your imagination. All right, everybody, have an amazing, fantastic day. Don't forget to come back later for my longer show, which has been coming up at about 1:45 p.m. Eastern. 1:45 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, in case you didn't know that there was a second show. Have an amazing, fantastic day. I want to make a programming note before I forget that actually I recorded this originally on camera, but I noticed a couple of mistakes in the measurements and I didn't want to leave them in. So I said, let me re record this. And sorry it's off camera. But anyway, have a great day and you got a great recipe. Take good care of yourself and your amazing family. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.